So we will discuss more of these STLC steps in detail today. So first is test initiation, and this is basically just like a kickoff meeting for the software development lifecycle, where all the stakeholders, including client and project manager, will meet up and discuss the formality things like how to get started and everything. So likewise, in the test initiation stage, the project manager will meet with test manager, and they will discuss about the test strategy and what is the scope of this testing, how much it will cover, and what are the business issues you're going to face, and in terms of budget and time. Okay, there are two types of issues. One is business issue, one is a technical issue, right? So business issues are budget and time, and technical issues are different, related to technical, like how much, how many resources we need, what is different software we use, all those. So budget and time will be discussed, like how much percentage of time and budget will be allocated to dev team and testing team. So mostly it would be 60-40 or 65-35 or 70-30. It cannot be 50-50 because development takes obviously priority over the testing. So just by looking at this, you will get an idea like what is the percentage of time and energy and money we are getting for testing, right? So obviously you cannot complain. Developer takes more time, and the tester cannot ask, hey, give me same time as you gave developer. So like, it's because the development always takes priority, and hopefully that will change soon, and they will treat testing as equally. Well, now we started, I think, because of these SDLC positions nowadays, which is actually, anybody knows what the SDLC is? You might have come across this SDLC position, right? Software Development Engineer in Test. So basically they will work hand in hand with the tester, developer, the tester. So he has to have development knowledge too. Is most likely 50% development and 50% testing. Okay, so the approach will be discussed too in the test initiation. I'll just put this in the bracket because it's irrelevant here. Approach wise, they will discuss what kind of testing we will have to perform, we will have to carry on. So UI testing, user interface testing or usability testing, and load testing, security testing, functional testing, and automation testing. So functional testing, remember, it covers both smoke testing and regression testing. So that we already discussed, there are two parts in functional testing. One is smoke testing, and another is functionality testing, right? Smoke testing is also called as sanity testing, and functionality testing is also known as regression testing. So you can go back to the notes, previous notes, and refer to that if you get any doubts. So we discussed a lot of other testing types like non-functional testing, out of which we discussed a lot, not in detail, but whatever you need to know, we are supposed to know that much. So there are global testing, multi-language testing, security testing, and load testing, spike testing, all those. So out of which they will discuss what kind of testing they want. So security testing, if it is financial domain, they will definitely want security testing because they will have to perform in prior ahead how to tackle hacking and everything. So mostly it will be called pen testing. So pen testing, in short, is acronym for penetration testing. So basically they will have to put some bugs intentionally and see how they will be tackled from the coding perspective in order to tackle the unforeseen issues that could be that could happen due to the hacking and everything. So this is part of it. And automation testing will also be discussed, even though they might not start immediately, but they can plan for it once the regression test suite goes, because regression test by nature it should cover all parts of testing. So hence it could be in 3-digit number like 100 or 200. So definitely they need automation testing. And roles and responsibilities will be discussed too. And like roles and responsibilities in the sense, which tester, junior tester will, what is the responsibility for the junior tester? They will just go through these requirements and come up with the scenarios and write down the test cases, and execute them. And senior test engineer, so you say they will be actually looking, looking over all these junior test engineers tasks just to see how they are performing. Okay, so a little bit senior level position. And test lead will take care of all these activities, like how to go through the reports and how to set up meetings between test and other teams. And finally they will report to the team test manager. So test lead will be reporting test manager, and test manager will in conjunction with project manager, they will report to the higher team, like clients. Okay, and what kind of tools they are going to use? Mostly for manual testing, you would need Excel spreadsheet for writing test cases, but that's not necessary. If you have, or your team has, other tools like rational quality manager, which does pretty much the same thing as Excel. You can write the test cases inside it, and mostly it will be tracked easily. If you maintain Excel spreadsheet, you cannot easily track. So that's a major problem. And also quality, popular tool is Quality Center, or it is also known as ALM nowadays, which means Application Lifecycle Management. I'll just write down the full form. So this does a lot of things, not just the test case writing. So it has 4 tabs: test case, design, test case, execution lab, and defect reporting, and requirements maintenance. So you can actually easily map each and every one to intermanage them. So like this test case, you can map it to some requirement ID so that you can know this requirement is covered by this test case, and test case covers the requirement, vice versa. And if it has any defect, you can map it to requirement as well as test case. So there are many to many relationships can be maintained. So for automation purposes, they might plan for using QTP, Quick Test Professional, or UFT, Unified Functional Test. Both are HP tools. I mean, both are same. It was formerly known as QTP, but nowadays known as UFT. I think current version is 12 or 13. So last time I used was 12. But this actually needs a licensing. Licensing means money. So they might have to spend some money. So mostly it will be $5,000 or $10,000 per year. So if the client is rich, they will go for this tool. And Selenium WebDriver is actually open source tool. Open source means it is, so that means there is no licensing needed. So and this is capable of doing same thing, but Selenium WebDriver, in order to use them, the tester must have good efficiency in one of the languages, programming languages like Java, C# or Python, or different things, Cucumber, BDD, behavior data driven approach. So, and for load testing, definitely you need to use the tool. You cannot do the load performance testing using a manual. It will be very, very cumbersome. So Load Runner is one of those tools using which you can perform performance testing. So since performance testing is not part of this course, I won't go into the details. So that, like I said, like I explained before, it is basically to emulate certain number of concurrent users. Instead of just running one user at a time, you will emulate like 500 users and see the response time. So you have to do a lot of analysis and a lot of talking about if you're working in the performance testing. It is not just using the tool, you have to interpret the results. So that is major challenge. So that is totally different topic altogether. And for defect reporting, they will use different tools, including JIRA, and there are other Bugzilla, or ALM is also used for defect reporting. So this will be the most popular tool as far as the defect reporting is concerned, because it's also preferred by the Agile teams. So you can maintain stories and everything. And there are other tools too, like Rally and other tools for maintaining stories. In Agile environment. And as far as for the automation testing, so Visual Source Safe is a Microsoft tool, and ClearCase, Subversion, GitHub is open source, and different types of tools are there. Most popular are Subversion or SVM. Git are most popular. So if you are in the automation testing, you definitely need to know about this. So we will know about this mainly using GitHub, because it's open source. We'll maintain our automation code in this tool. So when we start it, I'll let you know about this. And you can also, I think lab session, you can also know about this GitHub. Okay, so Matrix is nothing but maintaining the traceability. What is the traceability? Traceability is to define or put something into perspective, like what is the different relationships between requirements, test cases, and defects and other components. So majorly you can use Excel spreadsheet again if you have template. Mostly the projects will provide with the template, so you can use them, or ALM. So anything you can use. And they will also discuss about the risks and solutions and training, if any. So these are all different components that will be discussed in the test initiation meeting. Okay, and after discussing, they will document all of these things and come up with a document called test strategy document, also known as methodology document sometimes. So all you need to remember is, first step in the STLC is test initiation, and the deliverable is test strategy document. That's why I stated in the beginning. And moving forward, I'll just segregate this. This is for the performance. Okay,